Hello and welcome to another day of glorious World Cup action. We've had the highs and lows. We've seen teams learn they're going home, and we've seen teams receive the glorious triumph of knowing they're moving on to the knockout stages. It has been a very eventful day. Some great goals, some poor goals, everything in between. But we're going to recap all of that and more, as well as take a look at some of things that we may have thought stood out on social media. And of course, we're going to take your best questions of the day. And of course, make sure you stay tuned to the very end to see how you guys could potentially win something awesome. This is another episode of SOCCER.COM Live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Cole here with Adam and Martin. Thank you guys again for joining me.
Hello.
I see you guys have both gone for the red today.
We did.
Yeah, we honoring the teams that played earlier. Adam with his Spain jersey there, and myself with the Morocco. Both teams played really well.
Yeah.
Obviously, one team progressed, but I'm sure we're about to get into that.
There you go. We are actually about to get into that. Let's actually just talk about that game. Why not?
Why not?
Final score of 2-2, Spain-Morocco. Very end-to-end stuff. Did not expect Morocco to put up the fight they put up, if I will voice my own opinion in that.
Yeah, I mean, Morocco impressed me actually in all three of their games, and I think quite unlucky to head home. But obviously in a really difficult group, Spain, Portugal. But I think they'll go home with a lot of credit, and one of those teams that really surprised me.
Yeah, I think the Morocco that we had been expecting at this tournament finally showed up. They had nothing to lose. They weren't playing with fear. So it was nice to see them just go out. They had nothing to lose. It was some of the players who maybe didn't play as much were given an opportunity, and they took it. They had two good, well-worked goals. That one off the corner was a very, very good goal. They also had some goal line clearances, some good saves. So I was really impressed with the way Morocco played. Spain, what can you say? They got it done.
Yeah, they did what they needed.
A bit unconvincing this tournament, and I think all three of us would sit here and say that they've been a little bit underwhelming from where we thought they would be. So I'm interested to see in knockout stage if once they're out of the group, they're able to turn on. We haven't seen the same saga in Portugal since that game.
Yeah. And it'll be interesting to see if they kind of come back together as a collective, get everything together, realize, look, we have to start playing better. And it's going to be interesting to see what they do in knockout stages. But their first part of the battle is done. They're there. Same with Portugal.
Top of the group.
Yep. So next game they're going to have is you're going to have Spain playing Russia.
Spain play Russia, and Uruguay will play Portugal. So
Yep.
we finally have our first round of 16 matches confirmed to look forward to. Let us know in the comments what you think will happen in those games. Uruguay, Portugal, and Spain, Russia. Who do you think will win those?
Moving on to the other match from the afternoon games, Portugal versus Iran. Again, Iran putting up quite a fight.
What a match.
That was intense. Seeing both VAR situations going on at the same time. That one was really end to end. I thought Iran did a really good job of kind of nullifying Cristiano Ronaldo's impact on the game, and it forced other players to step up, which we saw in Quaresma's goal.
What a goal as well. I mean, he's been doing that his whole career. I mean, there are highlights videos out there.
Just tricky Trivella.
Yeah, if you
No,
search...
no left foot, just all outside the right.
If you Google Trivella, it's just a picture of Quaresma that comes up. Nothing else. But no, it was a fantastic goal. Possibly the goal of the tournament so far. I don't know. I mean, it wasn't quite... it was right in the corner and off the bar, maybe. It could have shaded it. But yeah, it was a great goal. And really needed... Ronaldo really needed him to step up. Because, yeah, like you said, I mean, he was getting kind of... frozen out of the game a little bit, and so look to his teammates, and somebody playing tomorrow may well wish that his teammates could step up for him too.
Yeah, we saw Portugal get, I think we can all admit, a little bit lucky today, especially
not the first time they've gotten a little
not
lucky
the first
either.
time, but that's what Portugal does, right? They live off luck, and they do it well.
Euro 2016 is a great example.
Right, they won the whole thing. I don't think they're going to win the whole thing this time.
No.
But yeah, Iran played really, really well, and they didn't get their goal until late. But once they did, it was well deserved, and I think once they got that goal, they were all hands to the pump trying to get that second goal, and it really should have come. It was you have to say it was a poor take from the striker there, but again, like we said with Spain, Portugal survive.
Yeah, I mean, when you looked at this group on paper going into the tournament, you thought, okay, Spain, Portugal, gonna walk this.
Maybe Morocco will get a win.
Yeah, but it ended up being way more competitive, and I don't know how much that was to do with Iran and Morocco, being better than maybe some of us thought they would be, or Spain and Portugal underperforming.
If I may steal something from the FA Cup, it's the magic of the cup.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's the magic of the World Cup. Teams that probably shouldn't be hanging with powerhouses hang with powerhouses.
That hasn't happened in all situations,
no.
But I think that Morocco and
yes.
Iran deserve a lot of credit for their performance at this World Cup.
Without question. Definitely stepped up to the table. Moving on to the earlier morning games, we had Uruguay versus Russia. Of course, Uruguay winning that one 3-0, moving on to the knockout stages as the top of their group with Russia as the runners-up. That, I think, was the first time we saw probably the true form of both Uruguay and Russia on the field together. Granted, Russia did get the red, but at the same time, I think it was the first time we saw Uruguay firing on all cylinders, especially with their strike force. And I think we saw Russia finally play a team that wasn't going to be Russia.
Yeah, Uruguay was really good today. And once they got Suarez with that early goal, I didn't think they were ever in trouble. Especially, it was great to get Cavani on the score sheet finally. We know he's a confidence player. With PSG, he had a lot of confidence. He had a lot of confidence. His coach had a lot of confidence in him. So he had a lot of goals this season, but we haven't necessarily seen him replicate it for Uruguay. So it's good to see him on the score sheet, even though it is an inconsequential 90th minute goal. But we did see Russia play a good team, and they did not look good. So I think the games today, the late games with Spain and Portugal, I think the results of that could matter, because if I'm Portugal, I don't want to play Uruguay, and I would much rather play Russia at this point. And I don't know what you two would say, but or the viewers, I don't know what you would say, but I would rather play Russia if I'm Spain than Portugal.
100%.
Than Uruguay.
I have faith that our viewers would agree with you.
Yes.
I mean, one interesting individual matchup in the Uruguay-Portugal game that was called out by one of our viewers is going to be Ronaldo versus Godin.
It's the English.
I thought it was French. I
English
was thinking it was French for a second there for some reason. Godin. So, how do they usually fare against each other in La Liga? You probably watch a little bit more La Liga than I do. But when they, Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid come up against each other,
right?
Godin's a fantastic defender,
right.
And be really, really interesting to see those two go at it.
Right. Obviously, I mean, it's a little bit different in seeing as they're in different teams, but you do have those one-on-one matchups, and especially with Godin, you have Jimenez right beside him. They're used to dealing with Ronaldo together, so I think you'll have a bit of familiarity, but also they're in completely separate teams. You're going to see Portugal play differently than Real Madrid would, obviously. So I'm not sure it really translates, but the players are going to be familiar with each other. They're going to know each other's movements, so it's an interesting matchup to watch.
I think it really will. And, I mean, it's going back to some of the game today, we saw some people may not think VAR has a place in the sport, but we saw VAR be used in both sides of the game of Spain and Portugal. And, I mean, 19 penalties so far. We've seen one called for Portugal today, and then we saw one called for Iran today. What are your guys' thoughts on VAR so far just through this point of the group stages?
I think it's something that we need to have for soccer. I think it's important to get the call right, and I think American sports do that. What's different is that American sports are more stop, start, and soccer, which is the beautiful thing about soccer to me, is just a continuation. It flows, right? So I think when you see the use of VAR, the only thing I would say is that I wish it was a little bit more elegant, and I currently don't know a way to make it more elegant, but I wish it was a little bit more understated. We didn't have to stop the game for so long. So, I mean, I don't know what you think, but...
Yeah, I wish I disagreed with you more, Adam.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I have to say, I agree. I think the most important thing is to get the call right. And we can figure out the nuances as we go forward. I mean, this is the first major tournament that it's being used in a World Cup. And I think they'll figure out the best way of doing it. But like you said, get the call right. That's the main thing. You hate to come away from big matches with there being a blown call and people feeling just hard done by and cheated. Exactly. And
I feel like you're talking from a dark place of like England versus Germany or something like that.
That ball,
Something about
that ball was
Frank
over the line, Cole. Everyone knew it. Neuer knew it.
Of course he did.
Of course he did. Anyway,
Oh man,
let's move on from that. I had managed to
we've
tuck
got
that
our
away
rant.
somewhere in
We've got our rant gone for the day.
But no, I mean, yeah, you got to start with getting the calls right, and that's the main thing.
Well, VAR I feel like has done a pretty good
It's
job.
done it well. Yeah.
So moving on to, of course, the last game of the day, one that really didn't have any implications to it: Egypt versus Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia taking the 2-1 win. Nice to see Mo Salah back on the score sheet. The Egyptian keeper as well. What is it?
Yeah,
Oldest
Sam El
goalkeeper?
Hadari set the record for the oldest player to ever play in the World Cup at 45 years old, and had a penalty save.
That's right. Yeah, oldest player. I think it was oldest goalkeeper to stop a penalty
Yep.
as well.
Yeah,
So,
it's
well,
crazy. Obviously,
yeah.
you got a call.
It's been a long day.
But
Exciting day.
it is interesting to see Saudi Arabia be able to win after 3 consecutive tournaments of no victories.
Yeah, I believe I think it was 12 games that they went with no wins in a World Cup, and they finally were able to get one. I mean, given the circumstances, not great, but slow progress.
Right.
But
Question coming in from Eric just before we move on, Cole. With Russia's performance in that final game, do you see them changing anything as they go into play Spain in the round of 16?
well, I mean, they may have rested 1 or 2 players for a decent portion of the game, which, I mean, in the position they're in, that's okay. You're moving on. Yes, you'd like to get the win, but at the end of the day, moving on is the biggest battle. And I believe for them, like, they had no way of knowing who they were going to be playing because the games were all happening later in the day.
If they'd known that they were going to end up facing Spain, would they have
I think-
tried a little bit harder to win
yes.
that game?
I think they would have played their starters from the beginning, worked in, maybe just tried to get more in the attack, and maybe they play a little smarter. A player doesn't get a red card. Maybe you sit there and your coach emphasizes the point of, like, play safe, play smart, stay on the floor, don't do anything stupid. We need to take this game on top so we're not facing Spain.
Right, but I think the thing is, once the red card happens, which it happened fairly early in the game, relatively early in the game, but once the red card happens, all that kind of goes out the window.
Oh, without question, yes.
You're just in survival mode. At that point, you're already down 2-0 when the red card happens. You think, we just need to stay healthy, get ready for the knockout stages, and I think that's what they did.
Oh, that is what they did. And I believe they probably took an approach that a lot of teams wouldn't take to it, and I think it is smart that they did what they did. But when it comes to the next game, you're going to see a very different Russia side because they're going to have their starters on the field. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it's a knockout stage of the World Cup. Russia's at home. Like, they're going to be prepared. They're going to be ready. Will it be the same dominating Russia we saw from their first 2 games? I don't think so. But I think it's still going to be a solid Russian team.
Right.
Keep your questions, comments coming. We'll get to more as the show goes on.
That's right. We're actually going to take a quick break real quick, and we'll be right back with you guys with, of course, the goal tracker.
So an opening in the defence and achieved the hat-trick. It's one of the tournament's great goals. And this man is rampant now. He might have just won the cup for Germany.
Welcome back to Soccer.com Live, ladies and gentlemen. I am standing next to this wall of beautiful boots called the Goal Tracker. And of course, sitting atop the Goal Tracker with even more goals to its name today is the Nike Mercurial Silo. 40 goals for the Silo. Moving down the line, we had a few more goals today for the X, which puts the X up to 11 goals on the tournament. The Predator sitting at 9 goals. In 4th place below that, we had the Nike Hypervenom Silo at 8. Of course, you can thank England for that yesterday and their massive 5 goals for Hypervenom. Lukaku in the Puma 1, 5 goals there. Of course, big performances for more than just Lukaku, but Puma 1 staying strong. Nike Magista Silo at 4, Adidas Nemesis at 3, and Puma Future at 2. There are a host of other boots sitting at 1 goal apiece. We have, I believe, Rebula, Magnetico, Tiempo. There's a few others in there as well. Furon as well. Yep, can't
A lot
forget
of
the Furon.
individual goals kind of,
just kind of sprinkled in.
Yeah,
as you
sprinkled
go, yeah.
around, but there's a big consolidation there at the top in some of
I
those
mean,
more popular
what is it?
boots.
The first place boot, the first place silo, Mercurial, is on 40 goals for the tournament.
Crazy.
40 goals.
That is Vapor and Superfly combined, so bear that
Well, I mean,
in mind,
even if
but
we
still.
even if we separate, I mean, you're still looking at 35 goals, I believe, for Vapor. Well,
I think
we'll
it's
say
35.
32.
Let us know if you wear any of the
man.
cleats that are shown in the goal tracker as well. We'd be interested to know what you wear and why you like them.
Definitely. Let us know. Before we move on, though, some promos we have going on right now at SOCCER.COM. The Adidas Telstar Match Ball, front and center every single game. You're going to see it all the way through the World Cup. Beautiful looking ball. It's up to 30% off right now on sale. And on top of that, we have another 20% off promotion going on. WC Ball 20 is the code. You guys can use that. Go get an extra 20% off. Official match ball goes down to about $96. Deal you can't really beat right now. On top of that, we have a World Cup accessories deal going on right now. A buy two, get one free. The code there is one free. Up to a $45 item, you can get free anything from scarves, Panini albums, your little trinkets and whatnot, keychains, mini World Cup trophies like we have on set every day. Pretty awesome stuff. Make sure you guys go check it out. Fill out that Panini album if you can. I know they're hard to come by if you're not careful. But anyway, now's some time that we get to take some more questions. I'm going to go ahead and steal one from you, Martin. From Anthony, what matchup are you guys looking forward to most tomorrow?
Tomorrow, well, there's some big games, obviously. We've got the Nigeria-Argentina showdown, which is obviously going to be huge. Argentina, maybe not one of the top 2 or 3 favourites, but certainly a big federation in serious trouble. Best player in the world.
Whoa,
Lionel.
put those quotes down. Put those quotes down.
Yeah.
Best player in the
I'm
world.
behind
Best
Adam
player
on that.
ever.
Best player in the world, Lionel Messi, obviously in danger of not progressing to the next round. So that's, for me, that's the big game tomorrow, to see what's going to happen there.
Yeah, like you said, I hate to agree with you so much, but I'm really interested in seeing what Messi does. Will he be able to do what he did in qualifying and get them in on the last day? He's done it before. I think he can do it again. We'll see.
Another question coming in here from G-Mac. I hope I'm saying that right. G-M-A-K. Yellow card for CR7, or did he deserve a red or nothing at all from that VAR challenge in the
I think a yellow
Portugal
card
game?
was fair. I don't think it was an overly violent play on his part. It looked like some frustration. I'm okay with the referee using their discretion there.
To be fair, we have seen reds given for
much
probably
less.
a little less.
Sure.
I'd have to agree with Martin. I think the yellow is probably the right call in that situation. Sadly, a lot of it is going to be dependent on how much contact is made and everything, even though the intent was there. It's kind of like the Gerard Piqué tackle in the Spain game. He came through with both studs lunging in. While he didn't make the most contact, the intent was still a 2-footed lunging tackle. Like, by the rules of the game, it's going to be a red card. But I think in this case with Ronaldo, I think probably the yellow was a fair call. And of course, we all know how the game went on to end 1-1 there.
Well, talking of CR7, we've got a question in here from Danny, who asks, if CR7 wins this World Cup, is he the best player in the world?
For me, I know a lot of people are different. Some people think that, we talked a little bit about it on a previous show, some people care about winning and some people care about just the merits of the player. For me, I'm more of a merits of player person. Messi is the best player in the world, best player of all time in my eyes. So I don't know that winning the World Cup would really do anything to change my opinion.
So for you, best is more about him
The
being
way that he
like the way that he
plays.
plays, exactly, the
It's
skills
not
that he...
necessarily the trophies he's won as well.
Correct.
Yeah.
Which he's won a lot. Let's not
Yes,
forget
yeah. I think it definitely cements him as one of the greatest to ever play the game. For me, I mean, we've seen Messi lead Argentina, literally take Argentina by the scruff of the neck and lead them to 3 finals. He hasn't won the finals, but he's led them there. And World Cup after World Cup, we've seen him also pick up Argentina and lead them through the knockout stages, at least to the quarterfinals or semifinals. I mean, 4 years ago, we saw him take him to the finals. Literally, Messi took Argentina to the finals. He's one of the few players that you can really see, like, when he puts his head down and when he plays, as long as his teammates are halfway decent, which Argentina has not been, Messi's one of the few players that can, like, by himself can impact a game that way. And I think we've yet to see Ronaldo really step up and take that, like, truly impact the game, win the game himself. But I think if he does win, it's going to be very hard to make the case that Messi is still better. I still think that Messi is better. I still will, even if Ronaldo wins it. But I think you're going to be hard-pressed to make any case and be able to argue any case with Ronaldo winning a World Cup.
Yeah, trophies count a lot. So, I don't know. I kind of am more on the side with you as well. Like, I think just appreciation of skills. I guess it's kind of a little bit eye of the beholder. You know, like, you might appreciate Ronaldo's strength and, like, his just power that he has versus Messi's more kind of nuanced skills, perhaps. And you might decide that one style is more attractive to you than the other. Some people might say Ronaldo is more of a complete player. I've heard that a lot too. So, yeah, I mean, I think if you throw in trophies though as well, at the moment, last 2-3 years, if Ronaldo wins the World Cup, he's won the European Championships, the World Cup, everything at club level.
Leagues.
So that's a hard case to argue against for him being the best player in the world right now for the last 2 or 3 years.
It's a very difficult case to argue. Moving on to the next question, Marvin Q. Good to see you again. Nice image. Sporting KC. Had a great comeback the other day. I like it. Marvin Q asks, how do you think Argentina will line up tomorrow?
Dybala or no Dybala?
I'd love to see Dybala.
Well, I think based on some of the reports coming out of Argentina's camp with Sampaoli, apparently
Does he have any say in it?
Apparently Messi's picking the team, and if Messi's picking the team, it's going to be Aguero and it's going to be Dybala up top of it.
I sure as heck hope so.
And if we're really lucky, we'll see Higuain and Aguero together. Whether it'll work, who knows? But they've got nothing to lose at this point.
They really don't. I mean, you might as well experiment with it. Put the lineup out there. I mean, if you lose, you lose. You have to win or go home. Yes, you want to put the best lineup, but look at the players you have.
There. Put your best players out there.
Look at the players you have. Play your players. Like, play your best players. Yeah. People, I tell you. There's one in here from Mr. Brian Rubio asking, will Colombia make it through Senegal, or make it through, or will their dream come to an end? I believe, do they play Senegal in the last game?
Let me double check that.
They do.
They do. It's Japan, Poland, and Senegal, Colombia are the final games in that group. So they looked great in that game yesterday.
Yeah.
They looked really, really good. So Colombia, that is. Senegal have also looked. I think it'd be a really competitive game, and I would expect Japan to still put forward their best effort against Poland, even though Poland are out. Japan still need to get a good result there. So we'll see. I think for me, Colombia and Japan would be the teams coming out of that group.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely see Colombia coming out of that one, but oh man, we're getting a long time, guys. A lot of questions coming in. A lot of
it's
good
exciting.
stuff.
I mean, for me, this is like the stage of the World Cup where things really start to, obviously, apart from like the day before and the first couple of days,
right,
where things start to like take shape in the knockout stage. You start to get those really great matchups in the round of 16, the quarterfinals. I mean, this is what we all live for.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
it's really exciting.
Last question before we go to break, really quick, from Veronica. Do you think France has a chance to win the World Cup?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. They are the most talented team in the tournament. If they can put it together.
That's
if
the
Samuel
question. They
Umtiti
haven't
stops
yet.
handballing in the box, I think they'll be okay.
If they can start getting just the midfield and forward line clicking, if they can start getting that connection back that we've seen in past tournaments.
A little bit of discipline.
Yeah. We could be looking at the same dominating type performance that Germany had in 2014.
Right.
But anyway, we are going to take a quick break, and we will be right back with you guys. And also, stay tuned because giveaway coming up. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Soccer.com Live. Cole here with Adam and Martin. And guys, it is time to take a look at some of the best of social from today's actions. First up on the list, we have this one from Opta Joe. Talking about Uruguay from this morning's game. They're the first team to win all 3 of their World Cup games without conceding a single goal since Argentina in 1998. I don't think that's something we realized yet, is that Uruguay have yet to give up a goal. Great attacking.
They've got a fantastic defense and a really good goalkeeper too. So
great strike force, but I mean their defense sometimes might go under the radar.
Yeah, and I think when you look at all those pieces together, they are a contender. Absolutely. I mean, if they can get past Portugal, which I think is certainly doable, then you get to the quarterfinals. And Uruguay have shown in the past that they're a real threat to get to the latter stages of the World Cup.
See where we can go from there. Next one coming from Adam at Soccer.com Keepers, goalkeeper account there. I'll let you actually take over this one if you'd like.
Yeah, Assam El Hadari, we'd mentioned it earlier, that despite the defeat today, became the oldest player to ever play in the World Cup. An absolute legend, rocking those Puma 1 World Cup gloves, those reflective, good-looking gloves, but it's a great moment for him.
I mean,
especially
he's what, 45?
45. He's older than Aliou Cissé from Senegal, the head coach. So
absolutely insane. There you go. Moving on, we have this one from Squawk of Football, talking about Spain's goalkeeper David De Gea. Not the best record here. David De Gea saved the 5th shot on target he faced at the 2018 World Cup after conceding each of the first 4. Not great.
I'm a big De Gea fan. I mean, he's been just incredible in the Premier League the last few years for Manchester United. It's not been his World Cup. So
you got to wonder if it's something with the Spain defense, or is it just him getting in his own head?
Well, I think we saw Spain's central defense has not been great this World Cup, especially today with Morocco going on 2 wide open one-on-ones. And he saved one, and to his credit, he almost saved the other one. So I don't know if you can put it all on him. That first goal, though, or that goal in the first game from Ronaldo from that long distance shot, that's on him.
Yeah. The last one from the day from Squawk of Football, Ricardo Quaresma has scored his first ever World Cup goal with his first shot on target in his first start at the tournament. And of course, it just had to
be that Travella.
It had to be the shot.
Yeah.
Had to be his signature shot.
If you haven't seen it, check it out. Go to soccer.com Twitter.
Right.
We shared the video. It's well worth a watch.
Yeah.
Again
highly,
and again.
And again.
All right. You know what? In honor of Spain winning their group today, in honor of Adam rocking that jersey today.
It's a beautiful jersey. Look at
that. It is. Retro vibes all around.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? Let's give one of those away today. You want to do that?
This one?
Wait.
No, we're not giving yours away.
Oh.
Cole, this hasn't been approved.
It hasn't been approved.
No, absolutely not.
I might be fired.
I can't believe you would just go out on a limb.
I can't believe you've done this.
And set this up.
I'll give away my personal one then.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go.
We'll do.
All right.
All you guys have to do is go to soccer.com/Spain, enter the code Tiki Taka. As we all know, Spain loves a good Tiki Taka.
Tiki Taka.
Tiki torch.
There you
Tiki Taka? Yep.
Go enter some Tiki Taka at soccer.com/Spain. You guys could be entered to win a Spain jersey. Don't worry, it won't be mine. It will be brand new.
Brand new, not worn by Cole. Unless you want that, he can wear it before we send it to you.
I mean, yeah, that might cost extra. Anyway, make sure you guys go check that out.
Head to soccer.com Spain. When you get there, scroll all the way to the bottom of the page. That's where the sign-up form is, so you don't miss it. And put in your details and the Tiki Taka password, and you'll be all set.
All right, I believe that just about wraps up our day today.
What a day! I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
Yeah.
These simultaneous games are hard to keep track of.
Hard to keep track of, but entertaining,
so
especially at the end.
We were all none of us knew what was going on at the end of that game with the VAR decisions, and it's a lot of fun. Yeah. So, yeah.
Oh, man. Make sure you guys keep up with all the action tomorrow. Of course, you guys are more than welcome to interact with us on social media at SOCCER.COM. I highly recommend it. We're entertaining. We're fun, guys. I mean, we have our moments.
If you say so.
Yeah. And, of course, make sure you guys tune in to soccer.com live tomorrow. Of course, we will have another awesome giveaway, and you guys can ask us also lots of questions if you so choose. Anyway, that's all we have for you guys today on this episode of Soccer.com Live. We will see you once again tomorrow. Have a nice night.